Thank you all very much for having me here this evening. I first really want to thank Benjamin, Rosita, and Alan for putting everything together for this event. I also want to thank my fellow soldiers in uniform. Thank you for everything that you all do to keep us safe here. Here in the United States, and then also the rest of the world. And also, I really would like to thank Lila. As I'll talk about here in a little bit, I was involved with a lot of pro-Israel advocacy in law school and before when I was an undergraduate student. And I'd been talking to a lot of different pro-Israel organizations, and all of them do fantastic work and are really doing their best to advocate for the values that we all share, those of us in this room. But Lila, it was your speech in the video that OSS put on the application that really sold me on this program and this trip. Because somebody with your background, somebody of your caliber, was an organization that I wanted to be a part of, and I feel very lucky that I got to see you speak and meet you here today. I served in the United States Army for 5 years as a Ranger Qualified Military Intelligence Branch Detail Infantry Officer. During my 2014 to 2015 deployment to Kabul, Afghanistan, I served as the military aide to the Brigadier General in charge of NATO's rule of law mission. And there, in seeing what it was actually like to combat gross violations of human rights and to, in many other ways, project the West's image as a place for the rule of law, I realized that the way I could best serve not only my country, but the future of the United States and Israel was to pursuing a career in the legal profession. And so I'm currently a lawyer in Boston. Although I'd been involved in much Israel advocacy and had written about it while a law student, I knew as soon as I stepped on the OSS tour bus that this was a one-of-a-kind experience. Having fought against the pernicious slander that was levied against any sort of pro-Israel organization at my law school, it was so refreshing to be on a bus with 50 other students who, although we may have disagreed about the exact nuances of Israeli policy, were there because they wanted to have high-level conversations. Were there because they wanted to know the truth, and they wanted to challenge and debate each other so that they could hone their own story about what it meant to be pro-Israel and also pro the Western values that we really all share and care about. And so as we crisscrossed Israel and got briefings from the highest level of the true experts in the field, in law, in policy, in business, in technology, we were truly on the ground. There was no sugarcoating. Any question that we had, we were able to ask, and sometimes when we didn't get necessarily the answer we wanted, it was really refreshing that they were willing to give us that answer and not try to keep anything a secret and really let everything air out. And so in talking to you all before tonight, I think that's what I want to highlight most of why OSS is such a significant organization and one that truly distinguishes itself from any other pro-Israel organization that I have dealt with as both a student and now a young professional. We have a real fight on our hands. And this fight is not a physical one, but it is one in the arena of ideas, and it is one in which I believe that we are currently losing. But we're not losing it in the long term, and that's because of organizations like OSS. When I was in law school, for example, many of my peers who are now lawyers and will one day be judges, policymakers, and power brokers, they are vehemently anti-Israel. And it's terrifying to think that once they get to those positions, they're going to be able to wield that power in a way that I think many of us in this room, all of us in this room, are vehemently against. However, OSS, and you can see in regards to the people they chose on the tour, people like Lila, they're doing everything they can to meet those opposing forces in the arena of ideas. And so by being a part of this organization, they are creating a truly global network in which we all get to know each other, in which we all get to hone our ability to debate at the level that we need to debate. And then moving forward, once we are in those positions of leadership and we are in those positions of influence, we'll be able to rely on each other to truly craft the narrative that we know will bring about the world that we want to have. So once again, thank you all so very much for giving me the opportunity to speak.